Today is the 1497th devotion. Thank you and congratulations for being here in this Cheonshim Won devotion. Today, from Heavenly Japan, they came here for the 3-day workshop, and we could see the Cheonshim Won Palace filled up. It's a place where their devotion is piling up. When we gather more in the physical world, the spiritual work could work proportionally from the devotion of the physical world. Today, the True Family and the True Family for Position Foundation are giving their devotion. Even though they can't give devotion in person, they are giving devotion in online. Today, through the words of Yonanim, we were able to listen to True Mother's words. We should be able to give devotion in the Cheonshim Won as the time where they had a helicopter accident. Through the testimony of a fisherman who saw the support of the angels protecting the helicopter. Actually, in 조정면 in Gapyeong, there was a helicopter accident and 2 people died actually 2 days ago. And True Mother reminded us that during the accident of True Mother, the helicopter where True Parents were riding, the fisherman has seen the angels protecting the helicopter. So True Mother's every day, the suffering she's going through is actually, we cannot even think about how much suffering she's going through in the detention center. Her suffering is the indemnity. When we feel that this is a course that she's going on behalf of our inadequacy, let us offer our devotion, gathering our devotion, connecting to our True Mother's heart, going through that suffering. It's not True Mother in the detention. Let us think that we are also currently in the detention center, thinking about True Mother who's being detained in a detention center. Whenever we eat, whenever we do anything, let's think about the heart of True Mother and give and take with the heart of True Mother. If we're able to do this in this time, we will be able to grow our spiritual self even higher. Song In-young pastor who is giving devotion in the detention center, in front of the detention center. This is his mention. We are so sorry about the detention that she's going through for more than 100 days. These are the churches attending the detention center. Devotion is 구리, 관악, 가평, 천승, 남양주, 일산, 성남. And True Mother who has walked the path of peace. Because of our inadequacy, because we couldn't protect fully True Parents, we confess our inadequacies and our shortcomings. We are truly sorry and we repent. Let us dedicate ourselves to live the life of the will. Through this 1497th workshop devotion, I truly hope our devotion could send energy so that True Mother could stay healthy. Let our devotion move the heavens so the true mother could become free. That is our earnest devotion and prayers. Today, internationally, more than 10,000 places are connected, and more than 4,000 people are offering the devotion in unison. And Cheonshim Church, 176 people are attending the devotion in person, and also Cheonseong교회 and Ganseok교회 are offering the devotion gathered around the Cheonshim Won, centering on Cheonshim Won. In Iksan, 41, in Daegu. In that order, people are giving the devotion. In Nagano Church in Heavenly Japan, 150 people are giving devotion. As in Sendai Church, 145. Tasuyama Church, 112. Fukuoka, 91. In Kawasaki. In that order, people are giving their devotion, attending the night vigil. And in West Africa, Yongsang 40-day workshop, 35 people from the trainees are connected to the main branch, and all over the world they are connecting to the main branch and offering the devotion. And Osaka Kosei Church, commemorative 500 devotion, 53 people are giving their devotion. In Goryeo Church, commemorating 100 night vigil.
그래도 숫자를 보여주니 참 제가 나중에 욕을 얻어먹을 일이 아닌지 모르겠습니다. 어쨌든 가서 이제 100회를 초래하기 정도
Commemorating 100 vigil, I think many people will feel that, okay, let us light up the devotion in our church as well. If our devotion in Cheonshim Won becomes higher, the devotion of each and everybody one should be also elevated. There was a opening ceremony for the workshop, for the workshop. 596 participants from Heavenly Japan came here for the 3-day resonance prayer workshop, and 109 Korean trainees are here. 151 Japanese and 41 international. GPP 11, Academy 105. 통일무도 participants 68. So these are the participants. Are the trainees who are going through 40-day workshop or long-term workshop, and I'm truly grateful for that. And those who are from Heavenly Japan, 1,943 people had participated. And today, in the 3-day worship, 596 people are participating. This is the number where they gave True Father during his imprisonment in Hyungnam prison. If you add this to the 1,943, 2,539 people have participated in the 3-day workshop. If you are able to give a devotion in one heart, they will be able to move the heavens. Even the enemy's arrows are really strong. If we give our devotion, the wind will blow away all of the arrows. From last year, from July, Cheonjonggung has been raided, and looking at the media, the title of the media, it's so much. These are the arrows that are attacking our souls.
맞았을 겁니다.
And these are the arrows that was aiming towards our members, our unification movement.
아주
We should have an armor
철갑을 둘러야
of the substantial substantial Holy Spirit. If we have those armor guiding us, we won't be. Those arrows won't penetrate us.
밥 먹으려고 하다가도 밥맛이 납니까? 밥맛이 뚝 떨어지잖아요. 자기 전에 누가 보내줘서 그걸 쓱 보고 나면 잠이 편안히 옵니까?
If you see the rumors that's going around our church, if you see that,
서로 칭찬해주고 격려해.
you won't get any positive things from them. So during this time, we should be congratulating or like giving gratitude to each other.
성령을 보고 열심히 이 저 핸드폰 영상을 찍었다고 하면서
So
얘기하는 사람도 있고
there are people who
여러분에게
had
주어지는
good dreams
그 비전
and share the dreams to their
모세가 있다면
through their messages. So if you have a great revelation, a great dream, please share.
섬지를 예언하는
There might be personal, individual prayer dreams, but some of the dreams might be providential dreams. So if you think it's a providential good dream, please share to the brothers and sisters so that they could also feel the hope,
교회장님도 몽시를 받고 힘을 낼 수 있고
so that they could gain strength through those revelations, through those dreams.
되는 것입니다.
If we know that there's hope, we should never make a minus. We should always go forward.
우리가 돼야 되는 것입니다. 이번 596명이
There's 596 people. If they do desperately offer the devotions and prayers, and they will be able to connect and communicate with the heart of the Heavenly Parent, and able to connect to the subject Heavenly Spirit, you'll be able to feel and witness the power of Heavenly Parent.
하늘이 이렇게 하면 된다 가르쳐 줄 수 있는 역사가 일어날
The work, heaven's work, will show you the way. When you look at the message, the 훈동 message,
몇 퍼센트 한다고 그랬습니까? 100% 해야 된다고 그랬습니다.
it is said when unification church members enter the church, they undergo spiritual experiences. There are people who actually didn't go through any experience of the spiritual world. If you don't have any kind of a spiritual experience, how could you believe the spiritual world until you die? So you should be able to go through spiritual experience, and you should be on that foundation. If you reach your things upon that foundation, a spiritual inspiration will be given to you. So if you have some expertise to you, you should constantly praying. If you be praying, the spiritual world will be helping you, and you will be able to elevate yourself and to develop yourself unlimitedly. If you see at the world, there's a lot of all of these corporations, like Hyundai, like Kia, and like Elon Musk. They're developing their wealth, their finances. However, when we look at ourselves, do you think that we are developing ourselves? Are we upon the standard to give back back to our true parents? We're not on their foundation. If we get this inspiration from True Father, if we get the inspiration from the spiritual world, we'll be able to develop ourselves even further. This 21st century is an era of the spiritual world. It is a place where we will be competing for true love. We will be competing for true love. That is the era of 21st century. Upon that, for that, this fifth Cheonshim prayer resonance 3-day workshop has opened, and if they be able to go back to their country, to go back to Japan, and pray with one heart in their respective places, heaven will be moving. Heaven will work. You'll be able to resonate with the heart of Holy Mother Han. You should not just end on resonating. Through the resonate, you should feel the power. You should see the power of the work of the prayer. The Kwansungo district leader said, there was a spiritually possessed person in the church. Just saying the word of the director of Kim Dok-soo, he was able to get rid of the spirits. If we see the spiritual things happening with our church, we can see the words of the spiritual world. So we could resolute ourselves that we should be attending Heavenly Parent and True Parents at all times to make the living and breathing church. These are the grace given by Heavenly Parent. Is a living and breathing church that is constantly praying. When we go out witnessing, if we see someone depressed in their household, if we be able to show the miracles happening in the church, they will be witness to. There's a lot of elders, deaconesses in Cheonshim Church who are praying a lot. Excuse me.
40일 받으면 누가 와서 안수를 잘 해주는 줄로 알았어요. 너무 힘들고 아픈데 수련은 끝나는 날이 다 되는데도 안수한다는 얘기도 없고 그런 거예요.
There's a member who didn't want to get to Ansu until the end of his 4-day workshop. He didn't know how to apply for the Ansu. He just did the 40-day workshop, and suddenly he got the message from a father. Someone told another person to bring that person to Ansu.
아버님께서 해주시라는데 해드려야죠. 그래서 했던 적이 있습니다.
So I was able to give an answer to a participant. The spiritual world looks upon the hearts of everybody, and if they see that you are suffering, they will guide you to the Ansu room, the special prayer room, and the counseling room. Today, Kim Eun-young has given a testimony. She has tinnitus and had spiritual difficulties as well. But through a vivid dream, she was able to come to this 4-day workshop. She had struggled for the first 3 days. But through the liberation of the central evil spirits, she was able to be moved, that tears come down of her eyes, and she had depression and some disease. Overcoming this depression, she has renewed herself. She had dedicated herself that she will also attend the 4-day spiritual workshop. Let us offer a big round of applause for her.
그리고 김은영 15차 영성 수련을 받으시고
Sasaki Kao, who went through the 15 spiritual workshop, she entered the spiritual academy. She was able to resonate with the heart of heaven, and she has witnessed the healing of Ansu. She's a person who could resonate with the heart of those who are receiving the Ansu. You could say that is an ability. There are people who can resonate, empathize with the heart of other people, but this person has the ability to sympathize and resonate with the heart of the difficulties of those who are receiving the ansu.
이 상담 센터나
Whenever you go to the counseling room or the ansu room, you should be able to resonate with. You should have a heart of resonance that you will be able to try. If you are able to do that, the spiritual world will be guiding you where the place needs ansu. So through that, she was able to go through
덕분에
to the front line, to the other churches, and
믿음을 세울 수 있는 이번 기간이 되어서
through her devotion, the father and also her brother as well was able to firmly establish their faith.
열리는 놀라운 축복의 시간이
It
되어서
was such a blessed filled time. She will be going
또 현장으로
to become
그래서 우울증 걸리지
a
말고
dentist hygienist starting from Mars. I truly hope that she won't
간증할 수 있는
be able to
그런 분
be the
되시기를
person
바랍니다.
who will be witnessing in the field.
이어가면
I truly hope that she'll be able to give devotion constantly on Cheonshim Won. If you do that, so gates will be open today.
국장께서 정말 보고
Yokuito Shaki, the vice director of education department, has given a really good Hyojan report.
신일본이 참으로 이번에
Heavenly Japan is going through so many difficulties.
또
There's a big
관절을 앞두고
decision on March 4th, and there's a lot of
여러
different things happening.
많은 가운데 정말로 어머님을 붙들고 하나 돼 가지
And if they
안 됩니다.
they cannot be able to go through this without centering themselves on True Mother.
하늘의 뜻을 위해서 전념을 다하던 마음이 아 나는 어떡하지? 하는 마음이 앞서기가 쉽습니다. 기도할 때 가장 중요한 것은 나 어떻게 이거 앞세우면 안 되는 것입니다. 하늘 부모님 어떻게 하십니까?
We shouldn't think about ourselves. We should always think about the Heavenly Parent. We should think about true parents. That was the faith of True Father.
사람보다 가장 불행한 사람보다
True Father has said the most pitiful being is Heavenly Parent. Even is more pitiful than the most pitiful person on earth.
반드시 회원 성사해야 됩니다.
That was the reason why True Father wanted to liberate Heavenly Parent,
영계에
even though
속해 있는 영인들을 회원해야 되기 때문에
even though he needs to walk the path
하늘 부모님 해방,
of thorns.
세상 해방을 위해서 내 일평생
He truly wanted to liberate Heavenly Parent. That was the devotion given by our true parents.
기억나지 않습니까?
Don't you remember True Father saying that?
그냥 참 부모님 가신 길은 당신 생각 안 하고 오직 하늘만을 생각하는
So true parents has always been thinking about the will, never thinking about
우리는
themselves.
아직도 부족해서
But because of our shortcomings, whenever there's HR, we really think about our individual
아, 이렇게
selves.
해야 돼. 이래가지고 그만 함정에 빠지는 경우가 있는 것입니다. 그럴 때 사탄이가 옳지. 그래, 너
Whenever
지금까지
you are
그들을
thinking about,
살아오랬는데
if you're going through those struggles, that is the time where Satan will enter
네가
you.
우선이잖아.
They will think about,
너보다 네 가정이 우선이잖아.
you think more of yourself than the will. You think more of your family than the will. That is the time that Satan could accuse you
정말
of
어려운
that.
것입니다. 거기에 영계로 인사이동된다는 건 더 어려운 일입니다. 가평 유폐부 지부장으로 일생 수고를 많이 하셨는데 인사이동을 하는데 유폐부 지부장 안 한 동료보다 빨리 오라고 신고 받으면은 감사한 마음이 나오겠습니까? 유폐부 지부장도 안 하고 놀던 사람은 살려두고 왜 날 데려갑니까? 이러면
So whenever there's a reassignment
시작하는 겁니다.
in the church position,
그냥
there-
감사해야 된다는
you should be
겁니다.
always be grateful whenever position you get. When you enter the unification church, you have dedicated yourself.
축복받고
After getting the blessing,
지나간 세월 동안
when you look at the past, there was a lot of different happy things.
감사.
Think about the positives in your life and think
감사의
how
보따리만
grateful that you were
준비해가지고
during those times. You should
섭섭해가지고
always think about the
섭섭한
grateful
거
things. If you
생각하니까
think
옛날에
about the
자기
complaints,
고쳐갔던 모든 목회자 다 섭섭하고 자기 집에 가족 다 섭섭하고
so if you keep on complaining,
섭섭하게 아내한테 맺히고
you have that resentment. It's gonna affect your partner. It's gonna
다 필요 없어 이놈의
affect
새끼야.
your children as well. So
내가
please don't
뭐라고
have that
좋을지
resentment toward you.
쓰려고 그러니까
음.
좋지 막 하면서 막 욕하다가 죽으면은 천국으로 못 들어가.
If you have that resentment, you won't be able to enter the heaven.
성화 직전 수행이라고 하는 것입니다. 그러니
So the
그
biggest
성화
trial
직전
you
수행에
have
비하면 지금 우리가 겪는 이 고통은
is the trial you will have before your sangwa.
작은 고통입니다.
So if you think about the trials before you get the
우리 조만간
성화,
성화 직전의
this
고통을
trial we are going
해볼
through is not. It's actually a small thing
그러면
compared to that.
그래도 이렇게 나와서 하고 80이 넘었어도 열심히 운전해서 막 구치소도 가시고 막 다니시는 거 보면 저는 신기합니다. 저는
Elder Pastor Cho, who is over 80, but he's so healthy right now. He goes to the detention center. He drives to the detention center, give devotion. Despite his age, he feels so healthy, and he still drives his own car.
때로는 힘들다, 정말 힘들다 그런 때가 들 거예요. 저도 그래요. 저도 너무너무
There are times that I feel tired and
너무너무 영육간에
very-
힘들어가지고
spiritually, both physically as well.
그렇지만은
But
우리
however,
동료들에서는 살날 며칠을 안 남은 암 선고 받은 친구들 있잖아요.
among our peers, there's also who got
어떻게든지 우리는
cancer. So thinking about those peers, and thinking about my position and my situation, I was able to be grateful.
진정한 기도를 할 수 있어서 감사합니다.
Even though True Mother is in the detention center, if you think about
살아계신 하늘 부모님께서
during this time, you will be able to give the most sincere devotion and the
언제 진짜 기도해봤어?
most sincere
언제
prayer.
손을 움직여봤어? 그럴 때 오늘 저녁에
When heaven asks,
간절히
what kind
기도해
of devotion have you given during this time? If you say
어떻게 되고 있어?
that, if you have
우리는
given
언제나
your
그런
utmost
믿음을
devotion
갖고
at this time,
가야
and
됩니다. 곧 나오실 수 있다. 곧 나오실 수 있다.
we should have the hope that True Mother will come out, will be released.
곧 오신다. 곧 오신다.
That was the devotion that was given by the early Christians, that they'll be hoping for the second coming of Jesus.
오늘 아버지
We got that kind of devotion.
우리
Mother
죄
is
때문에 그런 상황.
currently going the path of cost because of our
우리는 그
sins.
사람들보다 더
We should be giving more devotion about
곧 능력과 권세가
the release of True Mother.
오신다. 하늘이 함께 하신다고 우리가 초대교회 십자가에 돌아가신 예수님 다시 고도한다고 그 기도하던 것.
We should be praying even more than those early churches have been praying about the second coming of Jesus. We should be able to give more devotion. If we do so, we'll be able to see miracles. Aju?
지금까지 기적은 벌어졌습니다.
There have been so many miracles, but
많은 기적이
there will be more miracles in the future as well. If we give our devotion,
창조주 하늘 부모님이
excuse me,
실체로 치리하시는 시대가
it is a time where the
기적이 벌어져야
era of direct governance of Heavenly Parent is opening. In this time, we should be.
어떤 기적이 벌어져야
What kind of devotion, what kind of miracle should be able to see the unification of North and South Korea and see the heavenly unified Korea?
오늘 신유럽 중동
And the heavenly Europe and Middle East, President Moon In-pyo came here. He's a person going all around Europe giving devotion, offering devotion. Whenever see Branch President Moon, he was a director in the Asian quarters. When I was sleeping, Father appeared into my dreams. water was breathing into my ears.
무슨 숨소리가 호랑이 숨소리인가?
I thought, what kind of breathing is this?
전심원 기도.
Water shouted to me that tell Moonipyo to give devotion in Cheonshim Won.
꿈결에 핸드폰에다가 보관을.
I actually archived, wrote it down in my phone.
그래도 일이 바빠가지고 참석을 못했습니다. 그때는 10명 넘기기가 힘들었어요.
But because despite I sent him this message, he was so busy that he didn't attend the Cheonshim Won. It was everybody actually didn't give the devotion. Only 10 people were offering the Cheonshim Won devotion. But a few days later, actually, the Ukraine war began a few days after. Reverend Chung,
정소원 회장님이요. 그 할아버지가 정서천 장로님, 우리 저 대모님의 믿음의 부모님이시고.
so Reverend Chung was at the time the branch president of the Africa, but he was giving so much resonance prayer in the Cheonshim Won. He was pouring out his devotion.
3일이면 끝난다고 하는 전쟁이 아직도 안 끝나고 버티고 있는 걸 보고 되면
If you see the war is still going on,
우리는 느끼게 됩니다.
you know the spiritual world is
사람
working.
마음대로 되는 게 아니구나.
It's not a thing that could end.
이 세상에 사람 마음대로 하기 위해서 애쓰는 사람이 많지만
There's a lot of things.
이제는 하늘이 이 땅에 운행할 때가 되었다.
It's a time where heaven can directly govern. After the Cheonwon entrance ceremony, it is a time that heaven will govern directly. So our devotion should be able to reach directly govern. After the Cheonwon entrance ceremony, it is a time that heaven will govern directly. So our devotion should be able to reach the heaven. So through our devotion, if we give our devotion, so the angels will be protecting True Mother, and if our devotion will reach the righteous people,
자기의 사정을 고려하지 않고 부모님을 지지할 수 있는 이런 일들이 나타나도록 우리가
let's give our devotion so that righteous people will stand up and support our True Mother.
바랍니다.
Let us give our devotion for that purpose.
은혜 말씀해
Thank
주신
you so much
이기성
for that
전심 원장님께
graceful message.
다시 한번
Let's
감사의
offer him
박수를
a big round of applause once again for the amazing message.